This is Stephen Curry, and you're listening to The Morning Roast with Bonte and The Butcher on 95.7 The Game.
You know what's funny about that? I actually told Bob Butcher said hi. I did tell him.
And?
I think he said, who's that? Who are you talking about?
That's not fair.
I was like, my co-host. He goes, oh, yeah, the loud guy. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh. The backbone of the show.
Bob loves you. He did say, he's like, you're the straw that stirs the drink on the roast.
Of course.
I'm just picking up the check. I'm stealing money. Carrying me, dog.
Does anyone really have a choice?
I got some great sleep last night, though.
Did you?
Oh, a fat nap after the Giants game. Nice little dinner, little steak. Went back home, watched Snowfall. Absolute legendary series. Legendary. I'm going to miss that show, man. I'm actually going to cry. I think I may cry during the last episode. I don't cry over shows, but this show has been so good. I went back and watched the first episode of the series a couple of days ago and just looking at the cover.
Where he
like,
goes to the pool, the guy's
man.
house.
Oh, man. Javi, when he first met Javi.
Right.
Oh, man. Javi was legendary.
How many years do you think has passed in that show from, like, in terms of, like, the television time, not, like, years in our life. I'm talking about on TV screen.
Oh, like in that show, like where they're at?
Yeah, like in Sopranos,
maybe it's
it was
like
supposed
4
to be
years.
like a 8, 9, 10-year jump or whatever.
Snowfall, maybe like 4 years, maybe.
Okay, because he's risen quite...
No, Brandon, I disagree with you on YouTube. Shout out to our YouTube audience.
What's that?
Snowfall did not mail it in last season. What are you talking about? They don't mail it in on that show.
I thought that Mandalorian gave us a mail-in episode yesterday.
See, that's what I'm saying.
But it was a setup. It was trying to set things up.
I tell you another guy who doesn't mail it in. And he's on CBS Sports Radio, WFAN, and he's been around the block for a long, long time. J.R. Jackson. Follow him on Twitter at JR Sports Brief. He's been along a long, long time here. He joins us on the Morning Roast because he has something special going on here on 95.7 The Game. And JR, what's happening, man? Good morning.
Hey, what's up, Bonte? How you doing, man? What's up, Joe?
What's up?
What's going on, man? And I know you cover the New York scene. You cover sports very well. You're around the block here when it comes to the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball. But you got something special going on with these Special Olympics, and I want you to talk about that here on our show and kind of let people know what's going on here with the Special Olympics.
Absolutely, man. Well, I've been volunteering and working in Special Olympics before I ever even got into sports radio. And so as I got into sports radio and TV, et cetera, I always wanted to share the message and the good works of Special Olympics, which is all about inclusion through sports. You can really utilize sports to do some amazing things and to let everybody just go out and play the game. And so last month, I've met so many amazing Special Olympics athletes over the years. Odyssey, our parent company, myself, JR Sport Reproductions, and Special Olympics got together, and we launched the podcast last month. It's called Agents of Inclusion. Mm-hmm. And every single week, we're highlighting a different Special Olympics athlete. I've been all over, have spoken to everybody from Kobe to Pele, and just fill in the blanks of everybody in between. But some of the athlete stories that I've heard are some of the most inspirational I've ever just heard in my life. And they make you want to do better. They make you want to be a better human being. And even last week's episode, we spoke with someone from the Bay. Her name is Amanda Haranoff. Mm-hmm. And she's a genius. She said autism is her superpower, and she hasn't let it stop her from doing anything. So Agents of Inclusion is just telling these amazing stories because it's so much bigger than sports.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. And I'm glad that you're doing this and you're highlighting because I'm a coach at many levels, not obviously at the Special Olympic level. And I realize the good sports can do for people and the confidence and the goodwill amongst teammates and friendships and memories that it can foster. I would love to know what got you into this to begin with, though. Yeah. Was this somebody in your life? Was there someone in your family? Because I think as we start to get older and our families get bigger and our friend circles get bigger, we all kind of figure out, this affects everyone. Someone we know will have special needs, and I think it's important to treat them just like we would any of our other children.
You hit the nail on the head. No, there's no one directly related to me that made me go, man, I want to champion this cause. But I think at a smaller level, regardless of who you are, if you've been around long enough, just think about this experience. I think everybody can relate to being excluded. Mm-hmm. Like you're in third grade and you're picked last to play basketball, right? Let's Let's call a spade a spade. It happens to everybody, unless I guess you're LeBron James. But the fact is, imagine always being picked last and always being told you can't do this because of what you look like or who you are. And throughout the years, I've seen people just always told, you can't do this, you can't do this, you're not good enough, you're not capable. And I've seen people blast through that glass ceiling. And I said, we can look at heroes. I mean, y'all got heroes in the Bay. If it's Steph Curry, Joe Montana, we can go on. We got heroes in our backyards. We have heroes in our families. We have heroes who are our neighbors that are more inspirational than the folks that we watch and aspire to be on TV. And it's about telling those stories. So there wasn't one particular person, but it's just so many of these folks that I've met along the way who just have amazing stories to tell. It makes society better.
Yeah, no doubt. J.R. Jackson, J.R. Sports Brief Show on CBS Sports Radio, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. And, of course, he does some things on WFAN, our sister station, of course, in Odyssey. Agents of Inclusion, Talking Points podcast he just launched here. And look, more about Amanda here. I'm looking at some of the notes here. She's a Special Olympics global ambassador, writer, poet, bringing athletes together. So overcoming the odds and becoming an ambassador is a really cool story here that I think needs to be highlighted more. And that's a thanks to you that you did that with Amanda to kind of give her some shine here.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about giving these athletes shine because these stories exist in the Bay Area with you, with Amanda. They exist just all over the country. They exist all over the world. And Amanda was told, hey, you shouldn't play sports. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. If you have a conversation with Amanda, she will tell you that she hasn't let that stop her from doing anything. She said she loves proving people wrong. And there's so much evidence throughout her life that she has done exactly that. She's a genius. She's amazing.
Wow, that's powerful. Did you catch what Draymond Green was doing the other day? Obviously, he had kind of come in contact with some people that were filmmakers and were autistic, and he's really been a champion or trying to become a champion for the whole autism awareness. And obviously, Autism Day was the other day. Can you speak on that, on the Draymond Green impact? Because I do think it's very powerful that someone like Draymond Green would help be an advocate and someone that could campaign for just awareness overall.
Yes, I saw part of that in The Athletic, and I think it's amazing what he's doing because at the end of the day, we need to all recognize that people are people. Like, we're different, and our differences make us special, which we should definitely embrace. But when you look at a lot of media, things can be nasty. I don't have to tell you guys, whether it's on Twitter or TV. Yeah. Like things are nasty outside. And when you have people who have an influential voice, who let other folks know, hey, how about we just treat each other like people because that's who we are. It's easy. So I commend Draymond. I commend anybody who's going to open up their mouth or use their platform to be an advocate for just being a human being. And so props to him, man. That's why we launched Agents of Inclusion.
Two quick ones here. Number one, what's the biggest misnomer for children with special needs? Because it feels like, obviously, there's this horrible stigma that's attached to it, that they're different and that they're this and they're that. What are some of the things people get wrong?
People get wrong that there's some type of barrier that are there, that they're less than, or that they just need a handout. For the most part, it's just an opportunity like anyone else. I can tell you within our parent company, Odyssey, we have plenty of folks who happen to be, whether they're autistic or they're even Special Olympic athletes. We have people in our company who are board operators, who manage multiple stations, who are engineers. And you would walk by and have a full conversation, and you wouldn't know that they were a Special Olympics athlete. You would have no idea. I mean, there are people that we have in our families that walk by. Amanda, for instance, our latest episode, Amanda wasn't diagnosed with being autistic until she was in her late 20s.
Wow.
And if you spoke to her and had a conversation with her, the thought wouldn't come across your head at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
One last thing here, because I know that there's a lot of parents out there that they feel alone, throughout this journey. What would your recommendation be for some of these parents that are out there, or siblings of someone who is a special needs child? Is there any place that you would recommend for them to go and and maybe help them along this journey?
Hey, SpecialOlympics.org. There's a thought that Special Olympics is just a once-a-year event or once every 4-year event. Special Olympics operates in just about every country all over the world. It operates at every state here in the United States of America. It boils down into operating at every local level. If you go to SpecialOlympics.org, you can see where there's community. There are events year-round, every week, every month. It's not, hey, give us $1, hey, do this. You can volunteer. And it's not just volunteering. You'd be shocked what you personally get out of it because it's all about community.
Yeah, no doubt. I love that. And Amanda, she's received letters from President Biden.
What?
Special Olympics Chairman Tim Shriver for a dedication to the Special Olympics movement. And I think a medal's coming Jared Jackson's way for his work with Agents of Inclusion. You can find it on a free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast. JR, really good stuff, man.
Very cool.
We commend you, man, and we'll congrats on this journey, man. We'll be listening, and good stuff with the Special Olympics.
Hey, Bonse, Joe, appreciate you. Yes, please go get Agents of Inclusion, the Odyssey app, wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anytime.
You.
And catch them on CBS Sports Radio Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. on the West Coast. JR, good stuff, man. Good stuff there with the Special Olympics.
The word I'm